I am Fatima Saleh. I am your kids' social studies teacher this year, and I'm just going to try and quickly go through some introductory stuff for my class, for me, and then always if you have any questions, please feel free to shoot me an email. Unfortunately, I couldn't be there tonight. The change in date 1 week before, I already had something scheduled. So if you have any questions, again, please just reach out. Don't hesitate. So, a little bit about me. I studied history at UCLA. I got my social science credential from Stanislaus State. And then I've done some graduate level classes at Stan State and Cal Poly as well. I've been at MVHS since 2011, which is when I started my teaching career. And I love it. So, I haven't tried to go anywhere else. I was born in Modesto, California, in the Central Valley. I'm one of 7 kids, and I am a Yemeni American. My dad was born in Yemen, and my mom is from Oklahoma. I'm here because I married a Central Coast local, and so we're living here, raising our family here. I have one 4-year-old daughter named Sophie, who's my world. So pretty soon we'll start doing these back to school things just like you guys. I'll try to make it quick and easy. And again, don't hesitate to reach out if you have any other questions that I don't cover. So the 2 classes that I teach this year are Intro to Ethnic Studies and 10th grade World History. And the 4 C's kind of go across both of those classes. We focus really heavily, whether it's with our classwork or with our discussions or projects, on the 4 C's: collaboration, creativity, citizenship, and compassion. And so hopefully throughout the year, you'll be able to see some of that come through in some of your child's work. I'm going to put a link to my syllabi in the YouTube video description. So just check out whichever one is relevant to you and your kid. And if you have any questions at all, please just send me an email and I'll respond as quickly as I can. I'll go over some of the highlights, maybe the things that you want to know. Some of the supplies that kids will need throughout the semester or school year with me will be a notebook. It can be a binder section. It can be a spiral notebook, just some sort of notebook, paper. They'll need their Chromebook almost every day in here. We do a lot of interactive presentations and we do a lot of research-based discussion. So hopefully they have it charged and ready to go. They'll also need a pencil and a highlighter for documents and close reading historical documents. If you need help with any of those, Miss Saylor in the counseling office is an awesome resource. We have an entire supply closet. So don't hesitate to have your kids stop by that office and pick up whatever supplies they might need. As far as grading in my class, it's the same for both. 40% goes to classwork and then 30% to projects and assessments. We tend to have a big project with each unit. And for example, in my ethnic studies class right now, they're working on cultural identity masks. We've talked about cultural identity and stereotypes. And then also they've worked to develop their own cultural identity aspects that they're going to then put into their mask project. And then in my world history class, we're doing a student philosophers project where kids are taking the ideals and principles of the Enlightenment and Enlightenment thinkers and trying to apply those to Morro Bay High in an attempt to sort of impact positive change here on campus. And so hopefully they'll put together some good presentations and we'll invite administrators to come and listen, and maybe we'll get some positive change based on the input from kids. For assessments, it's mostly just in world history. We'll have a couple of quizzes in ethnic studies, but in world history, they'll have reading quizzes and unit tests as well as a midterm and a final. Weekly discussion and collaboration, I keep track of each week, and then I'll input at the end of the week if they have participated in group activities or interactive presentations, as well as sharing out responses when we have whole group discussions. And then I don't assign very much homework. It's very, very little. And then if there's any unfinished classwork, but that is worth 10%. And then Google Classroom, I use every single day. I post our agenda of what we're doing and any pieces of those assignments. And so you and your students can both access those. I'm showing you this screen so that you can see that I do have the ability to invite you as guardians. That would mean you can see the assignments as well as the work that your kid submits. So shoot me an email if you want to be added as a guardian. I'd be happy to add you. And so this is just an example of what it looks like what we did in class yesterday, and then what their homework would have been for the Voltaire First Amendment portion of our Enlightenment unit. And so just a couple of pictures of what we've been doing in class. So this first picture is one of my world history classes, and kids were just sort of rotating around, giving their agree, disagree opinions about whether or not kids should have full First Amendment rights when they are in school. And it was really enlightening. I enjoyed hearing their opinions. They got to chat with one another and then pull any opinions from their peers that they felt were good enough to potentially sway them the opposite direction in their thinking. And then for ethnic studies, we started off with cultural identity. And so they did these big posters about what does it even mean to be American? And they had one portion of the poster that represented the sort of typical or stereotypical, I should say, version of what it means to be American, and then what they actually think represents American more accurately as far as an identity. So we have lots of stuff in the works. Again, I encourage you to add yourself to Google Classroom and stay up to date on all of your kids' work. If you have any questions, you can send me an email, or I'd be happy to chat with you on the phone. Just let me know. I hope you enjoy your back to school night.